what your warrior pick says about you. You don't care about winning lane, or boxing, or jungle pressure. All you care about is getting to late game. You tilt your enemy by playing super passive and constantly healing back up. In a way, you almost play similar to a Loki with your frustrating passiveness and your insane mobility that makes you pretty much unkillable. But hold that thought, there's a significant difference. You're the guy who suddenly shows up in late game and single-handedly turns every teamfight around. Maybe you're not Loki after all. But let's be real here, you're probably not playing Armor and Conquest. Odds are you're playing her in the PvE adventure like everyone else because she's actually OP there.
Bellona.
You're a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Or at least you play one. You have a deep hatred for anyone who plays a god that can interrupt you too, even though deep inside you know that it doesn't even matter that much. You're the reason why Bakasura solo can never be meta again, and you're proud of it. When somebody disagrees with you, you imagine yelling "Roma and Victor!" and impaling them with a flagpole. You not only enjoy causing pain, but also feeling pain. Ever since that
Come on and hit me!
incident, your friends have told you to get therapy. But who are they to judge? You're the goddess of war after all. Or playing one, but what's the difference?
Shock.
You don't like conserving mana. You like hitting people with a massive axe. You really don't enjoy getting bullied out of lane, so you have a whole kit geared against it. You really don't win lane either, but you really don't lose lane as well. In late game teamfights, you actually do okay now, but often enough, okay is just not enough. Odds are, you're pretty new to Smite or at least solo, and that's why you're playing Chalk. Let's be real here. The actual reason you're playing this god is because you can drift as a turtle. Yeah, his kit is also nice and you're happy he's not considered entirely OP anymore, so you no longer get trash talk just for picking him. You also enjoy setting up your team with that ult, but really, turtle drift all day.
Guan Yu.
You will not let them fall. You kinda want to support, but you also want to deal loads of damage to the enemies, ideally without having to aim too much. You have at least once considered playing Amazing Horse on a loop while playing Smite. Generally, you enjoy laid-back laning. A bit of pressure here, a bit of clear there, a few heals there, not too many deaths, and the game is right up your alley. There's still enough time to be impactful late game anyway, so why rush it? For some reason, you have a strong affinity towards anything Mulan related.
I am Hercules.
You either are an actual bully, or you'd like to be one but aren't buff enough in real life. You enjoy beating the shit out of your opponents in lane and then becoming unkillable, because nobody even knows what anti-heal is in this game. Your laugh and taunt macro keys are always at least lukewarm, but you might just get away with it if you're playing Hercules or Hercules. You are the raid boss.
Nike.
One thing's for sure, you have a lot of tenacity, given that you're still not annoyed by the voice lines that accompany Nike's one. Or you may just find them arousing, who knows what the hell you're into. You could generally fit in very well with Amaterasu mains regarding your playstyle, only that you hate Amaterasu mains because of that goddamn silence.
Odin.
Admit it, you probably picked this guy because the enemy team had a Hel, Ra, Chang'e, or anything else with a similar kit. Every buff to the Phantom Relic personally offends you, no matter how much shorter the cooldown of your ultimate is. Over time, you've grown more and more frustrated with your god, because as you climbed in divisions, you realized that you'll eventually reach the point where literally no one will stand in the middle of the wave anymore and give you free bird bomb opportunities.
Osiris.
You play meta. Osiris got buffed enough to be viable, and you enjoy a good slapping, so why the hell not? Your favorite fights are those where you and your enemy beat down on each other for ages, and you win by just a hair because of that extra death toll swing, preferably in the middle of a minion wave. Soon enough, you'll also play him because of his new skins anyways.
Raven.
You're the spiritual brother or sister to an Osiris main. You play him because he's meta now, and you also really enjoy punching people in the face. The main difference between you two is that you like to jump with your fist raised instead of twirling like a fucking fidget spinner. Manly! Because you need to fix that face!
Sun Wukong.
When you tried out Sun Wukong, you got baited by his 72 transformations. When you realized there was only 3, you were disappointed. But you were okay with it because he had a big extending stick, if you know what I mean. You don't really do much in games, but you also don't die much.
Tear.
I could say a lot of things here, but
Yeah, that's not funny.
no matter if old school little mana player or one of those remodel guys, you don't concern yourself too much with the metas. With your god having jumped from low mid to top tier and back down so many times, you really couldn't care less. You just play Big Baby because you like him. When people ask you why you still pick him, your response is usually, What? And the conversation is over. What's up guys, DukeSloth here, and I hope you enjoyed the third part of the What Your Pick Says About You series. If you haven't checked out the other 2 episodes, you will find them linked above. There's one for Assassins and one for Guardians so far. I will do the other episodes as well. As usual, it will take quite a fair bit of time because I need to get footage for every single god, and that's just not done within a day. Also, if you're watching this right after it came out, then you have a decent chance to be able to win an Eldritch Raskin. I'm giving away 15 Eldritch Raskins in celebration of the new PvE Smite mode. And if you want to enter, you can just enter the Gleam down below. It will be linked in both the description and probably the comments as well. As usual, make sure to use a valid email address. If you don't use the email address, then you will not get the email if you win, so you won't get any code. So make sure to check that, alright? With that, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you all for the next one tomorrow. If you're not subscribed yet, feel free to click that sub button and maybe the bell. It really helps me out. DukeSloth, out.